Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. Well, as long as this is working, waiting for YouTube, trying to get Grumble going. Come on, Grumble. I'll tell you what, Rumble, for all my crap against them, they're quicker than YouTube. There we go, YouTube. Let me check sound. I'll tell you what, Rumble. Uh-oh, got 2 echo. Which one is muted? This one. Sorry, guys. This is... There we go. All right, so let's do a talk. Hey, Jay Watterson, Joel, what's up? Hey, thank you guys for the messages. Sorry, I've been off and on. I do miss when I was a, not quite, but almost full-time YouTuber, because you really had the time to put into it because you were really putting your work into this. But yeah, I've also had I work on friends' vehicles to keep my skills active, and I have a toolbox that outweighs my truck. So I did a few things for a couple friends, also dealing with my dad. So I appreciate, guys, all your messages, your emails, for my tiny little channel. But, let's do some talking. I'm not going to bury this. Fixed? Oh, I had an echo? Is it fixed? Let me know. Double check. Thumbs up if it's fixed. I think it's because I hit play on my laptop next to me. And I keep them totally separate for a reason, as I've described. Sorry, guys. I am flipping tired. I am running on pure caffeine right now. But I really wanted to stream because I'm losing my mind not talking to you guys. So if I feel all blah, 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 please. Ugh, sorry. All right. We are going to talk about the SCOTUS ruling. Let me shrink myself and get me out of the way as much as possible. Oop, hey, you ain't going to do it. Hey, there we go. I love when your hotkeys don't work. Shrink me a little more. Come on. All right. Sorry, guys. I am screwy. I am so tired. All right. Let's talk about the SCOTUS ruling, guys. And I'm going to ask right out. I am not playing games. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the SCOTUS ruling? Don't capitulate. Jack's been doing some great night streams in your absence. I would not doubt it. That guy. Ugh. The funny thing about Jax, you guys don't realize, this is a cat that cannot figure out if he's actually a cat or he's a dog. If he's in the yard or in our house, you call his name, he comes like that. He will sit sometimes on command, and he wags his tail so hard he knocks stuff over. So, yep, Jax is a weird boy. But I'm going to ask right out, and I know there's a delay, even though I'm on low latency. And this goes for anybody on Rumble if they happen to be there, even though I am working on switching maybe from Rumble to Kick as a secondary, we'll see. But Rumble, I'm sorry, Rumble, I think Rumble is more useless for a small streamer than Kick is. I just think so. Ooh, a new version of X is available. Reload. Oh, kiss my butt. But what do you guys think about the SCOTUS ruling on the no more race-based districts? Okay, my personal opinion is, gee, no shit. Are you kidding? We should not be basing any of our voting, laws, regulations on race, on gender, on any of that. Everybody should be equal, have the right to vote, equal opportunities. That's it. We give you the opportunity. What you do with it is up to you. Equity is bullshit. Just saying. I personally have not made the best use of my opportunities compared to other people. I don't look at somebody with a $450,000 house and automatically go, oh, you jerk. You know, it is what it is. We all have gifts. Some of us are born into rich families, some aren't. That's the way it is. But what do you think of race-based districts? It took this long. Exactly, Joel. It's insane. And I'm gonna go right out and say right away, I am shocked. I am shocked as crap. You guys have known, I am the first person to go off and screech and scream and whine and opine about how SCOTUS, most of the justices need to be impeached. They have continually let states like mine, Illinois, take the Second Amendment and go, screw you to the Second Amendment. Screw you to the rights of the people. Our Constitution is supposed to be guaranteed from birth. Illinois says no. And SCOTUS continually kicks that can down the road. SCOTUS kicked the can down the road in the 2020 election, saying, yeah, well, we're just not going to touch this. Too hot. So they've done their very best to avoid actually doing their job. I have had no problems criticizing them for that. So, color me surprised that they actually stood up and did their god-effing job for once. Holy crap. They stood up and looked at federal, constitutional, and rights issues and went, you know what? Let's gird on them balls and do our job. Holy crap. It's about damn time. I am tired of SCOTUS. Hey, while you got your balls out of the cabinet, how about you look at Illinois and all these other states, 24 other states, that look at the Second Amendment and go, screw your Second Amendment. How about you rule on this? How about you finally say, since your whole mandate is constitutional issues, go, screw you, the Second Amendment means what it means, stop your illegal gun regulations. Insanity. Sorry, I'm a little pissy today because I got my property tax bill from the state of Illinois that has also jumped another $200+ for my very modest house. I have no problem telling you, my house is only 950 square feet. Thankfully, my wife and I are very good at this, and we've made use of the downstairs just as much. But our property tax is insane. Across the river in Iowa, we could have twice the house, twice the property for less taxes now. So Illinois, get effed. We are looking. We own everything. As small as my crap is, we own it all. We don't want to go in debt. But you know what, Illinois? You're making it worth our while. Short rant here. Illinois Quad Cities side is dying. We don't even have Best Buy, Sam's Club, Costco, Quick Star, none of it on this side. The best theaters, dog parks, restaurants, stores, cheap gas by 55 to 65 cents a gallon is 5 minutes away. Are you retarded? Why should we stay here? Sorry, I'm at the point where as much as we like the actual place we live, it's almost retarded to stay here. We could go across the river, get twice the house, twice the property, have more freedom, constitutional carry laws, lower taxes, more stores, more everything. Everything is cheaper. Why stay here, Illinois? And this is a shot at Nick Camlin, who posted on Facebook to set me off tonight. He's not a bad guy, but come on, Nick. Why do you think most people will want to leave Illinois? All right, so we'll get back to our rant over. Sorry, I feel like I'm a prisoner of Illinois. Okay, Jay Watterson. I like that the majority said since it's been ruled unconstitutional and it should be going into effect immediately. 100%. In fact, holy crap. It is amazing they had the balls to rule this. But yeah, like Jay Waters has said, the balls, the extra pair they added to suddenly say, no, we're not giving this 30 days for the Democrats to screw around. We're done. It's about time some of the so-called conservative justices stood up. And they're not standing up for partisanship. I invite you guys to share this stream out. We're going to be on a while tonight. I am planning on a 3 to 4 hour stream as long as my voice holds up. It's not perfect, but it's close. So I'm here to wreck it tonight. I'm looking at a 3 or 4 hour stream, and I have no problem jumping back. Share this out to any conservative, centrist, or Democrat libtard you know. Have them come in and argue with me why this is a bad ruling. I've spent half my night on Facebook doing my breathing treatments, arguing with idiots. Yes, I like Facebook for arguing because holy Christ, are there some idiots on there. But I am so happy along with Jay. Dude, it is amazing they said no more of this 30-day bullshit. We're not giving the Democrats any more crap. It's time we stood up for the rule of law and fought back. And I agree. It's not partisanship, it's rule of law. So I'm happy. Sorry guys, I'm coming in hot because super tired, super jacked on caffeine, and God, I've been pent up not being on here. All right. Envy is powerful. I love the Democrats seething in anger that how dare the Republicans do what them Democrats have been doing now for decades. Kiss my ass, Democrats. You guys have gerrymandered your states to a level of insanity. Can you gerrymander them a little more? Sure. But guess what? Republicans are pussies. Republicans, have they gerrymandered? Yes. Has any Republican state gerrymandered to the point of our Democrat states? No. No. And Democrats they depend on being able to split the races for a big part of their voter registrations and rolls, and also the dead in Illinois. Well-known joke. Even some of the Australian, I use them a lot, the Australian media has joked about how Democrats in Illinois depend on the dead for a voting base. Republicans can gerrymander and gain much more power in the House of Representatives, Electoral College, than Democrats can. Why? Because Democrats have gerrymandered the F out of their states. And they're just pissy, as usual. How dare anybody do what we're doing? I want to back down on the caffeine. So yeah. Jax is wise. Jack says, since this ruling has come down, he's going to redistrict the House with him as the ruling cat. Oof. You know what? This is barely a joke. We could do a lot worse than Jax as Speaker of the House. Telling you. All right, Joel. When you say Illinois, I think of Chicago. Yes, I said Chicago. I don't agree, even if you have a compelling argument. Uh-oh. What do you mean, Joel? Let me know. Catch up with me on that one, because once again, sometimes you got to talk a little bit lower to me. I'm a lowly auto mechanic. What do you mean by that, Joel? Now the problem with, I don't know how many of you guys know, Illinois is as red as Iowa. Yeah, a couple little blue dots in there until you get to Chicago. I personally am of the mind that states need an electoral college like the federal does. Because for a whole mother effing state, any state, to be ruled by one little area It is insane. Tell me what somebody in the city of Chicago, born and raised, has any effing clue what it's like in Edgington, Illinois, or what those people believe, want, need. We need an electoral college in states. All right. Chicago is fucked, Illinois is not. Joel, I would mostly agree with you, and the problem is Illinois is fucked, though, because of Chicago. That's a problem. I personally believe the people should have the right to leave a state. I mean, counties. If a city or a county votes to leave a state, they shouldn't have to beg the state government or the federal government to, Mother, may I? They should be able to leave. If Rock Island County voted today, Henry County, Mercer County, voted today to join Iowa, they should be able to do it instantly. If Iowa goes, welcome, friends, that's it, done. You want to see shit in this country get corrected real quick in Democrat states? Stop this bullshit where we got to beg our employees to let us go. That is nuts. Beg the federal government, please, federal government, let us, your bosses, go where we want. Insanity. Sorry, our forefathers were epic, but they weren't perfect. We should be able to leave. People in Illinois should be able to join Iowa, Indiana, Missouri, whatever they want. Done. You want to see Democrat states go, oh shit, and fix themselves? Soon as they find out, fuck you, we're going to leave anyway. There's sooner or later, it's going to be a county or a city that says, screw you, we're done. We're gone. We don't give a rat's ass about this. Send in troops. I dare you. It's going to happen possibly. It may even be a Democrat city that does it. But sooner or later, mark my words, in the next 20 years, we're going to have a city or a county that says, screw off, we're done. I hate to quote Tim Pool, but Civil War. We're not far off. I got to calm down. All right. Jack says, since this ruling has come down, he's going to redistrict the House with him as ruling. Yeah, we already did that. Jack says, no paying attention to the guy in the white hat. Yeah. My BitTech Computer Solutions hat. Sorry, they're the ones that built this computer for me. And it's been operating for 6+ years really well. They've done some updates. Planning on getting some updates done here more again. So yeah, BitTech. I know you guys aren't near Rock Island, Illinois, but if you are, check them out. Small place. The owner is very smart at computers. And I consider the owner a friend of mine, even though we don't agree on everything politics. But, as a person I consider kind of a leftist, I'm a kind of a center or rightist, we can separate our politics and friendship, which is great. If you have people like that, keep them in your life. All right. Chicago is fucked, it is not. Jack says there can be only one. Oh. You know what? I remember renting the movie. I know, we're going to wander tonight, guys. We're going to be on for a couple hours at least, as long as this holds up. I remember renting in Milan, Illinois. I think I was working at KFC at the time. And right over in Milan, right next to it, was a place called, I shit you not, The Movie Store. Walked over, I still remember the smell of that store. And found this crazy VHS called Highlander. Right at the back, looked interesting. Went home with my free KFC chicken. And I put this VCR tape in called Highlander. And while I'm chewing on my chicken and free mashed potatoes and gravy, my jaw dropped. Still one of my favorite movies and soundtracks of all time. So color me surprised when I loved the series. Highlander the series, one of the best. If you've never watched Highlander the series, one of the best TV series ever. Sorry, it is. So I'm with you, man. Throw out those pop cultural references. This channel can do all that. Like I said, if you guys saw my whole room down here, you'd be going, ooh boy, this guy's a little bit off. That's the problem. Yes. Joel, I totally agree. It is a problem that our states do not have an electoral college. And hey, for you Democrats, I'm saying even your states you love. I think our states need an electoral college. For those of you who think, oh, our Republican city's ruling us, we should have this. I think we would have a more cohesive country if we had electoral college in each state. I saw a dumbass today on Facebook. We didn't have the best conversation. We need to get rid of the electoral college and stop the oppression of small states on big states. I said, well, way to let me know that you have zero idea how our government works or why it's set up the way it was. And they're like, yeah, you dumb chud. Oh, for the love of Jesus. The sheer stupidity, and I'm going to frame this, sorry guys, if you ever watch this later. Screw you to the lefties who are dumber than shit. You're either too dumb to know how our government works and why, or you just are such a communist you don't care. The Electoral College is there exactly to protect small states. So small states have a voice. This idiot saying, the big states are being overruled by the small. No, so everybody has a voice. You can't have 3/4 of our country ruled by a couple cities. That is idiotic. All right. Jack says Kurgan. Oh, Kurgan should have won. Yes. I will say this. I think, what's his name is going to play Kurgan in the reboot of Highlander. Oh, I forgot. Shoot. Let me know. I don't think I have high hopes for the new Highlander movie, but I don't think it's going to top the original. That's just me. One, there's no Queen. Queen is not going to be beat. Just haven't, isn't. All right. I like chicken. 83 soda bottles are good for me. Actually, I think it's 98, if I remember right. Nice try, Joel. All right, but let's talk about this. Now, the redistricting. Brian Tyler Cohen. Oh. As you can see, I choose some lefty stuff for a reason. If anybody's ever seen Brian Taylor Cohen on Piers Morgan or anything of his other stuff or his own channel, oh my God. I consider myself a person of slightly above average intelligence. Slightly. Below average looks, slightly above average intelligence. Way above average in nasal giftedness. Brian Taylor Cohen is at the best a shill for the left. He just makes his money talking about the left, and he just talks to lemmings. Katie Pavlich, who I do like normally, most of the time, I support the SCOTUS ruling because I don't believe in drawing congressional districts based on race because that's racist. 100%. Done. Done. If you stop there, I'd look at Brian and go, good job, Brian. But nope. Brian has to go, you're being purposely obtuse and your viewers can see it. This is so stupid. All right, let me put my headphones on. All right, let me catch up here. Get this. Make sure, let me know. Give me a thumbs up or down or say yes or no. I want to make sure this works. All right, and I'll even boom.
So you tell me, looking at these maps, how that is a fair representation.
Now this is, I did this on purpose. Once again, now here let me help some people out don't know. Illinois is actually between 45 and 47% Republican. Yet we only have 3 Republican representatives and 14 Democrat. Democrats can suck my and lick my at clutching them pearls. Oh my God, the horrible Republicans, they're trying to steal. What is this? What is this? And Illinois is only, go look at New York State. Go look at California. Go look at Colorado. Go look at almost all the majority Democrat states. Look at the insane districts in them. Look at Illinois right here. This little snaky thing. Look at this shit. What is this? By the way, I live in this blue son of a bitch right here. What is this? What is this? Even my blue area is actually went 47% for Donald Trump. But hey, we gotta have 14-3 Democrat representatives. If you went by the actual voters in Illinois, you would have maybe, let's see, 17 total. You'd have, what? Come on, give me some math here, guys. What do you think? It'd be more like, out of 17 total, you'd have, what, 9 to 7? Somewhere in there? Something like that? Be closer to fair? But hey, Democrats don't give a shit about fair. They only give a shit about fairness when it comes up and smacks them in the ass. This is what Democrats do. We're going to make this little snaky thing going through here, and they're going to wander this with this teeny little thing connecting this. Oh my God, 14-3 in a state that is 45 to 47 plus percent Republican. Democrats can kiss my ass about fairness. Where's the fairness here? And I am purposely picking on my home state. Democrats, where's the fairness? Go fuck yourselves. I'm serious. I don't care if you watch this later. Go fuck yourselves. Do not dare bitch to the country about fairness. Oh, Republicans are trying to steal. What the fuck is this? Trying to steal the election? What do you call this? This is bullshit. This is idiotic. So, sorry, I will restart and try to watch my mouth. Or shut it for a second.
You tell me, looking at these maps, how that is a fair representation for
Let's hear
Republican
this.
voters in states like Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, etc.
Right, and we can play the same game in South Carolina, in Alabama, in Louisiana, in Georgia, in Florida, in
No, you can't.
Texas. You conspicuously left.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Democrat states are gerrymandered to the hilt. We are talking warp 9 levels of gerrymandering. That's it. They can gain a few more seats by gerrymandering a teeny bit more. Republican states can gerrymander and gain between 12 and 25 seats. That is insane. Under this rule about race-based district redistricting, Democrats on a medium, if states do all this, could lose 12 plus 12 to 18, I think it was, is what they're like to quote. And Republicans can gain 12 to 18 seats. That is a huge swing apart. But you add that to the 2030 census, which never should have let go to 2030. Democrats are fucked. That's why they are fighting tooth and nail. This is why Democrats are out there, and come at me, Democrats. Come on. That's why Democrats are there being violent and calling for violence. They are desperate. They are the bear with his foot caught in the trap. It is insane. Sorry, it'd be the donkey with his foot caught in the trap. Democrats did this shit, and his face is perfect right there. He looks like a jackass. I am tired of partisanship. Just because I wear a Trump hat most of the time doesn't mean I'm partisan. I think they're all assholes. But right now, if I got to choose, I'll choose the pussy, weak-willed Republicans over the holy shit insane left. That is me. Guy looks like a donkey. Oh my God, these states nowhere near as close to as gerrymandered as Illinois, Louisiana, and a bunch of other states. We're done. I cannot believe SCOTUS found their balls enough to actually do this and then make the second ruling no more 30-day bullshit. We're done.
All of those out. But that really raises the question here that because gerrymandering is happening everywhere, shouldn't...
Two different levels. Republicans gerrymander at about a 3 out of 10. Democrats gerrymander at about 11 out of 10. Come at me, you jackhole. Sorry, guys. Told you I was a little pent up after all this time off.
Republicans support a nationwide ban on gerrymandering, and yet when that was put forward in 2020, yes,
the most
in fact,
gerrymandered seats in America are not from Republicans.
She's right. She is 100% right. And I went and looked this up. I watched this video earlier, and I went and looked up to be sure I'm not stepping on my own ween on this. She's right. The Democrat states the biggest lie, just like, oh my God, the violence comes from both sides. Republicans are actually more violent than the left. Bullshit. And I actually called some people on Facebook lately and went, oh yeah? Oh yeah? Lefties, come on. The right is more violent. Name the violent right-leaning attacks. And all they could spout, J6, J6. And then I start listing all the leftist attacks. And what do I get? Fuck you. Fuck you. That's all I get. Right, Riker? Yeah. Sorry, my big boy is right here. All 100 pounds of him. Actually, 102. Right, buddy? Big dog. He went to Chesapeake Bay Retriever Days in Wisconsin lately. Did meh. Little Gracie got involved as a non-Chesapeake and did pretty good. Sorry, I'm petting a Brillo, but he gave me his butt to scratch. But yeah, this jackass. But she's right. The most gerrymandered states in America are by far Democrat. Democrats, as usual, project. It's a meme for a reason, guys. Stereotypes happen for a reason. Democrats do shit, and then the shit bites them in the ass. They nuke the filibuster. They change rules in the Senate, in the House. They do things in their own states. And then when somebody else uses it, they throw a fit. They just go out, and it's the downside of their spine. The very fact that unlike the Republicans who are spineless, the insanity of the Democrats, that they will just do insane shit. They do it without thinking, and the shit comes back and bites them in the ass. People warned Harry Reid today, don't do this or it'll bite you in the ass. Then when it comes back on them, they throw a fit. You know, they did it. They changed the rules in Congress. But then when somebody else uses it, it's bad. I am tired of the double standard. If you give Republicans one thing, it's that they use the double standard at about a 2 out of 10, where Democrats use it at about 9 out of 10. It's tiresome. Anybody that tells you the Republicans are the violent side, they're right. Ask them to list all the right-leaning attacks and, killings and everything else in this country over the last 10 years. Watch what they do. J6. That's all they got. All right, let's get back a little more. I will try to let it go without talking. We'll see how that goes.
Showed on the maps. I wanna
Take a
ask
look.
you this
Take a look
question.
at. Take a look at. Wait. Hold on. Let me respond to what you just said. First of all, take a look at Dan Crenshaw's previous district, and then tell me that gerrymandering doesn't exist.
Who says doesn't
these
exist?
Republican states. But second of all, every single Republican voted against the 2021 Freedom to Vote Act. Every single Democrat voted in favor of it. That would have banned partisan gerrymandering nationwide. Republicans right now have full.
No, it wouldn't. Go look at that act. It had so much other crazy shit in there. It was nuts.
Control of government.
We all
This is why we need single item bills. No more shit packed in upon shit where they put some poison pill in there or do insane shit. One thing per bill. You watch this shit get cleaned up in this country. I would even like a line item veto for the president, and I understand there could be Democrat presidents. We need a line item veto.
Senate, White House. There are no Republicans putting forward legislation. Excuse me. Let me just finish what I'm just saying. There's no legislation being put forward to ban gerrymandering nationwide. So you can, if you think it's such a...
What's that have to do with anything? Because as soon as a Republican would put forth a bill to ban gerrymandering nationwide, this jackass wiener sucker would right away be screaming, "Oh, states' rights!" Bullshit. I'm calling him on his shit right now. Come at me, dude. As soon as this happened, you be screaming states' rights. Tell me I'm wrong. Jackass.
Scourge that you can point to New England and say that there are no Republican representatives. Republicans have the power right now to fix it, but they don't because they know that they benefit from
Democrats
it.
are the...
He's ignoring the very fact of what she just showed him. You notice how he hasn't mentioned Illinois, New York, California, Colorado, other Democrat states. Because he knows he's screwed. A lot of Democrat states are actually very close in their Democrat to Republican numbers. But Democrats seize power, take it where Republicans are wieners, and gerrymander the shit so it looks like Illinois. 14-3 when the state is 45 to 55 Republican, Democrat. That don't seem balanced. He's ignoring that 100%. And he's still ignoring what she said, that the most gerrymandered states are the Democrat states. All he's saying is there's gerrymandering everywhere. He's not addressing what she said. And unfortunately, she's not holding account to it enough.
The ones who've been doing this
Democrats don't have control of government right now. Republicans do.
I want to ask...
In the states? In the states? He is using language. The federal government does not control the state's districts, and he knows it. He is lying. He's blatantly using wording for the retards on his side. It's like, oh yeah, say the federal government doing that. It's states that gerrymander their districts. He knows this. He's talking to the retards. Unfortunately, her bleaching has sunk into her brain and she hasn't caught this yet and stopped him and said, you are making false equivalencies.
Do you support it nationwide?
I support the Supreme Court ruling because I don't believe in drawing congressional districts based on race.
100%.
Because that's racist. Can Democrats win?
There you go. She got to win. She got to win. I would love somebody, if you're watching this later, let me know. Tell me why we need race-based districts in 2026 in America. Tell me why. That is racism and unequal representation. Then fine, we can have white-based districts. We can have Hispanic-based districts. We can have Asian-based. How does that make everybody equal? Either we all are under the same districts and we all vote, or we don't. By party, you can do. By race, fuck you, that is racist. There's no such thing as reverse racism. I'll get back to you guys in a second. Let me try to get my happy ass through this.
I have a question.
Wait.
Brian, do you believe the Democrats can win?
You think it's racist to have
The Supreme
representation
Court just
for...
I can't get through it. I can't. The guy is such a jackass. Listen to the dude. The dude has 5 twister mats down, and he's doing verbal twister. 100. Oh, but you don't like. Oh, wait. Let me go through that. That is so bad. Let me go.
You think it's racist to have
the
representation
Supreme Court just
for
desegregated
you think
the South.
having one
Democrats
district
in the South were
in South
segregating
Carolina.
the South by having race-based congressional districts, which the Supreme Court just ruled against. That's what just happened.
So
Democrats
when they
apparently
crack
can't
these
win
districts,
elections unless they draw districts based on race, whether they
He doesn't defend it because he knows. Look at those dead eyes. If Democrats lose the race-based districting, they have to separate you and me. I don't know what color you guys are. When I look at Jay Watterson, I have no idea what color he is. Joel, I have no idea. The people in the background, the people on Rumble, yes, there are a few, even though Rumble's semi-useless. Sorry, it is. Sorry, Rumble, you're pretty useless unless somebody's already got a following. I use you for a backup. But come on, guys. This is insanity. How his dead eyes show he doesn't give a shit about what's factual, about the facts of it. All he cares is, oh my God, my insane socialist / communist people will lose. An orange man, the guy I've been told to hate. You know, we all loved Donald Trump before he ran for president. And come at me, fuck you lefties. Any jackass leftard goes, I've always hated Donald Trump. Screw you, you did. You all loved him on TV, loved him with your rap songs, loved him as a celebrity, as media, as in front of the camera. You loved him for decades until he ran for president. And because you are dumb sheep, you listened when the media, when our deep state said, you must hate this man, he's racist, he hates women, even though he has insane amounts of women in the upper echelon of his company. He's married a woman who was a millionaire on her own right and very smart. Lets his daughter run his companies. His daughters are every bit as accomplished as his sons. He puts more women in his cabinet than Joe Biden or Obama did. But, Trump hates women and he's racist. One of his best friends is a man of color. I know it's racist if you don't have black friends. It's racist if you do. Democrats are shit. I'm nonpartisan, but right now, like I said, I could not vote for a Democrat to save my happy life. It's insane, and his dead eyes know that if his little brain-dead Communist Party loses the race vote, the race segregation, they're screwed. This is a soy boy. Like I said, I never thought of myself as the manliest man until recently. I don't like NASCAR. I might as well watch a hamster grow on wheels. I think American football... Oh, I'm going to lose my 3 subscribers here. I think American football is boring. But all the action... Okay, so a game with 4 15-minute quarters, a 30-minute halftime, that's an hour and a half, takes 3 hours. Yeah, so much action. Shut up. God. Don't get me going on Harleys or I'll lose even the other 2 of my 5 subscribers. So yeah, I just dislike this leftist gerbil brain mindset. They do not care. It's communist, it's socialist. They don't care about facts. It's feels over facts. And he knows he's lying. He doesn't care.
Can't win elections because...
And yes, as I see something in the chat, Dan Crenshaw, I will piss on a Republican just as much if they piss me off. I'm nonpartisan. I just think at this very moment in time we're living in, Republicans, as weedy as they are, outweigh Democrats by far. In fact, I feel dirty that if I had to vote today in my state, I would vote for a pure Republican ticket. I feel dirty for that. And as the great late Jerry Doyle said, until people stop looking at the D or the R and listen to the person, we're screwed in this country. If you haven't read this book, go read it. Go listen to his old radio show. You can find it on YouTube. He wasn't perfect, but he had amazing points. Way ahead. And it's too bad he didn't take care of his health better. And watch Babylon 5. He's epic in there. All right, so we will try.
Blue states for red states, and they can't win elections because in the census, they are counting illegal aliens as part of congressional districts, which Democrats are opposed to taking out of that.
Insane.
They need them for congressional representation, when they crack
these districts, when they crack these districts, and black voters in South Carolina,
they can still vote
Tennessee,
wherever they want. You just don't draw the lines based on race, which is racist.
You know, I'm giving Kelly Pavlich. I don't normally like Kelly Pavlich in a way. She's done some pretty stupid shit in the past. But woof! She holds him here. They can still vote. They can still vote. But they won't be forced to vote our way. And as a black person, come at me. Tell me why you vote Democrat. Don't give me the orange man bad shit. Republicans hate us. Tell me what the Democrats have done for you. Don't give me, but Republicans will remove this. Do you even know about the Democrat Party? Look what they do now. The Democrat Party says you are too stupid to use a smartphone. You're too stupid to get an ID. You're too stupid to support yourself. You're too stupid to stay with the woman you impregnate to have a kid and have a family. You're too stupid to know who to vote for. This is the Democrat Party. Black people, come tell me how they represent you. They only talk to you every election. That's it. That's it. So listen to his here.
You're being purposefully obtuse, and your viewers can see that.
How?
Because they know exactly what it means when you crack a district from a jurisdiction where there are overwhelmingly black or brown voters, and now all of a sudden those districts are cracked into 3 other districts. So their voting power is diluted. This is
what? Whoa! What do you mean their voting power is diluted? 1 vote still equals 1 vote. So let's see. When the voting district was gerrymandered to shit, that vote equaled a vote. Now that it's not gerrymandered to shit, that one guy's vote still is that guy's vote. What? The only thing it changes is money going to certain groups like Democrats. It changes House of Representatives and Electoral College. Does not change the guy who goes to the ballot box and goes, I vote for Joe or I vote for Jenny. That's it. It doesn't matter. Vote for Joe or vote for Jenny didn't change. That guy goes to the polls, click, done. He is a disingenuous jackass. Come at me, dude. I know my channel is way under this guy. Come at me, you jackhole. You disingenuous. She is right. And I will piss on... Well, that sounds... Nope. There's a video waiting to happen there. I will totally disagree with Katie Pavlich a bunch of times. But she nailed him there. A vote is a vote. That does not change the guy going to the ballot and go, boop, boop, I vote for Joe or I vote for Jenny. He is a disingenuous piece of shit who knows his party, his communist ideology will lose power if they can't use race. Everything about the Democrats is race and gender based. They are still the racists of the old day. They are still the white sheet guys of the old day. They are still telling black people today, you are too stupid. You must have us whiteys save you. So, yep. I'll give Kelly Pavlich a good kudos for this. She got it.
George Wallace and Joe Biden were against desegregation
Impetus.
and integration, but
Impetus.
Republicans are not for that. And not
The vote 1965 compared to 2025. This country is nowhere near the same. Kiss my nuts. These are the same people that will tell you, we have so many laws in this country that are out of date. You mean like the Voting Rights Act? Well, but no, not that one. Not that one. Voting Rights Act and all the other shit where we favor black people should go on forever because it puts us under the Democrat umbrella. But hey, this other shit we don't agree with, oh, that's old, stupid laws. Stupid laws. Out of date. Well, but not the ones we like. Sometimes I love being actually, a lot of times I love being nonpartisan. So I can look at both sides and go, oh, fuck off. But right now, my oh, fuck off is for the Democrats. Jeez. Even Harold Ford Jr. in the 5. If you watch the 5, you know what I'm talking about. Lately, Harold Ford Jr. has made some really big, I'm going to pander to be part of the Democrat Party still bullshit comments.
This was exactly the impetus for the Voting Rights Act of 1965.
Brian Tyler Cohen, thank you. Talk to you soon. So you tell
All
me
right,
looking
I will catch up with you guys. Hang on here. Let's get this down a little. All right. I know I'm way behind, guys. Let me catch up with the chat. Noise your back. Jack snickering. Yeah. Jack says it's a constitutional republic, not a democracy. 100%. And man, so many people do not understand the difference. I don't know how much you guys are exposed or talk to other people or debate with other people either on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Jackass Chat, Blue Sky, whatever. It's hard to keep track of all the platforms now. Or just real life. Oh, forbid. Forbid we talk to actually living humans. I don't know if you've tried talking to them about that. A lot of people are so dumb, they think we are a democracy. You described that we are a democratic republic, which is wholly different. So yes, 100%. I'm waiting for Mortal Kombat movies. Such a good game. Oh. Joel, you're pulling me off topic. The 1995, I might be off on the year, Mortal Kombat movie. I saw that with my friend Chris Johnson. No problem naming him because it's a very vanilla name. Chris Johnson. We went to see it. Him and I we weren't the closest of friends, but we've been stayed friends since high school. And we went to see that in the theater, Showcase Cinemas, Milan, Illinois. I still love that movie to today. The second one, meh. But that first Mortal Kombat movie was good. Still one of the greatest soundtracks. I'm in the gym. I will have the Mortal Kombat movie theme playing. Or you want to lift? Go for that. You know, for me, lifting is like 4 pounds. So, sorry. Mortal Kombat. The newer Mortal Kombat movie, I loved. It wasn't as good as the 1995 one. It missed a little bit of a feel, but really good. The second one, I think, looks really good. So I'm with you, Joel. Why can't a Republican win in a Democrat area? Joel. Oof. Wisdom in such a short statement or question. We all know why. Because of the image I have on the screen. Right there. Because Republicans are pussies and wieners, and Democrats are the zealots of our day. Democrats will stand up for insanity. Sometimes at their own detriment, by the way. Look at the trans lop off of me shit they'll do to kids. That screwed them. That totally has decimated their party to a certain point. But they will still push it. They can't help themselves. They'll pick something, and even to the pure insanity, they'll go, I'm going with it. It's like, phew. So that's why. Because Republicans are pussies, and Democrats, for all their insanity, will have a spine and push their insanity. And it's nice to see SCOTUS stand up. All right. I didn't understand gerrymandering, but why can't we win even with it? Joel, we can win with gerrymandering if things are equaled out. The race-based gerrymandering has given Democrats a big advantage. Upwards of between 10 and 25 seats in the House of Representatives, and the Electoral College vote. It amps them up. Also, brings money, federal dollars, to Democrat areas of states and or Democrat states. If the race-based gerrymandering stays reversed, which SCOTUS already ruled, it's gonna make it is a seismic. I hate to use that phrase. It is. I prefer the phrase warp 9, or for those of you who understand, warp 9.9 level change in the political landscape. Democrats have depended on race to help them with power in gerrymandering. Democrats have more balls to do crazy shit. Republicans always be, well, we would not like to stoop to their level. We will remain above them. All right, Buffet? Great. Meanwhile, Zangief over here is pounding the hell out of you. Reference that one. Which I'm betting most of you can. Like I said, I'm going to be on a while tonight, guys, so I don't care if one person's watching. I'm going to be here for a while. I don't know how far we're in now. Sorry, I'm over at Rumble, checking Rumble out. We're only 57 minutes in. Damn. All right. But yeah, that's why gerrymandering, Democrats have taken and used the system to set up gerrymandering in their favor. They've done it at an crazy level. At their autistic... It's not just autistic. It's, I'm not sure what an evil version of autism is. An autistic communist version. That's what they use to do this. That's why. Unfortunately, I think, ready for this one. All right. Very few channels are going to say what I'm about to say. This tiny little channel is about to say something. I think it's time the Republican Party goes away. Because the Republican Party is useless almost. All they do is, and I'm going to quote Tim Pool, slow down, Democrats. Well, the Democrats are like, let's go. Republicans, slow down. We keep moving farther left. And not in a good way. We need a party, I don't know if it's MAGA party or the America First party or the just go F yourself Democrats party. We need somebody to actually push back on the Democrats as hard as the Democrats are shoving us to the left. We need somebody to really be strong and fight against them and try to level this country out. No country, empire in history has done good when one side totally takes over. You need an argument, a discussion. In this country, the states that are doing the best are the states where maybe it's 55-45. I don't care, Democrat or Republican. 55-45. Or whatever. Very close. Where they have to argue and discuss and debate and make deals. Those states do better. Look at Iowa compared to Illinois. Yes, I will use my state versus the state across the river. Even though I live in what is called a super city, kind of. I live in the Quad Cities. It's not 4 cities. Don't even get me going about that name. by living in an area of 430 plus thousand people in the metro area. We're a good sized area. Very rurally, but we're good sized. And you can add Eldridge and a couple others into it, but we live in a good sized area. But look at which one's doing best. Iowa is a closer, let's have some friction and argue, state. Illinois is a super majority Democrat state. Look at which one's going to shit. I had a post on Facebook tonight from Nick Camlin. He is in our Rock Island County government. I believe he's the treasurer. I could be wrong. He's asking people what they thought about their property taxes came out today. A lot of people are saying they went up $200 to $400 or more in 1 year. Mine have gone up 25% on my tiny house in 3 years. Even though 1 year, full year, my house was decimated, damaged by a tornado, my garage hugely damaged, my air conditioner was shoved off its foundation, huge dents on my garage wall, broken windows, damaged roofs on both, but they raised my valuation by 13% that year. Yeah. All right. Is T an area of people? What, Joel? I don't know what that is. Crenshaw's going to be gone, lost his primary. Yeah, I'm glad. Doesn't the vote matter? To a point. The vote does matter to a point. But when you have people... I'm going to say something that some people are going to agree with, and I'm betting, depending on the year I say this, Democrats or Republicans agree. The 2020 election was rigged. Tim Pool, go fuck yourself. Get off your fence. State the obvious. It was rigged. You have people pulling boxes off from under tables, doing illegal accounts after they said, we're done for the night, and sent all the poll watchers home. There's facts shown those women ran the same ballots at least 3 times. There have been court hearings on that. We got people putting Trump drives out of voting machines in their pockets on camera. 2020 election was fucking rigged. Now, if you want to go with it, the 2024 election was also rigged. And you're going to go, what? So Trump wasn't president? No. They tried to rig it, but it wasn't strong enough. Democrats ran a horrid candidate that they couldn't even cheat to get into office. If you go look at the 2024 election, there are actually irregularities in there too that favored Democrats. They tried to cheat and lost. Now, one of the biggest things, yes, I know we're wandering. One of the biggest things is, notice how in 2020, after that election, Democrats, these voting machines are infallible. They're untouchable. You know, the HBO documentary, a lot of Democrats participated in, showed how fallible and riggable they are. Go look that up. There's an HBO series on that. HBO could do some amazing shit when they want to. But then funny, when a right-leaning people buy some of the voting machine companies, oh my God, they can be rigged. But I thought they couldn't. But I thought they could. Make up your mind. 2024, they tried to rig but couldn't beat out Kamala's horrendousness. I'm a standard ASE Master Tech auto mechanic guy. Not as smart as my friend Ray. He teaches at college now for auto tech. But I am smarter than Kamala Harris. Come at me, Democrats. All right. Let me see here. Jack says that guy is ignoring the state's legislatures because he believes in federal statism. Yep. He also believes in communism. State legislatures. I wasn't even listening to these guys. I was trying to listen and respond. No problem, man. They are nothing to me. Well, Joel, I wouldn't say there shouldn't be nothing to you. You should always listen to people you disagree with. You've got to know where the other side is coming from. And sometimes it's fun to poke. My wife laughed at me the other night because she saw a post I put on Facebook and goes, why are you putting that? You're just going to cause a lot of kerfuffle. People are going to come at you. I go, yeah, I know. I just like to throw that turd in the punch bowl and walk away. I'm like, I'm not going to debate with them. I know this stupidity is going to come back. I just like to take up their time and anger them and walk away. Sometimes, Joel, that's a win in and of itself. But no, Joel, I do encourage people, watch CNN, MSNBC, watch YouTube channels you don't agree with. You got to know what's coming at you. Wow, that jumped. Holy crap. You're not my own parties. Don't forget to mention the statute of limitations about to run out on Fauci lying to Congress. I agree on that, but I know this will kind of tick you off, dude. And I can agree with you for the most part on this, but the power behind Fauci is bigger than the power behind Epstein. Jay Waters and I don't agree on Epstein. Well, kind of. He's mad there's not more out. I think there's not more out because it's gone. I don't think we're ever going to see more. I think Donald Trump said some shit, they got in office and went, fudge. It's gone. Nobody this powerful and this smart would leave evidence. The real evidence is gone, has been gone. And this, with Fauci, the power behind him is global. That was a global thing. Why do you think no country, none, zero, has gone after China? You think Epstein is bad? Epstein is one thing. The whole COVID thing, China, what they did to the world, no matter how bad you think COVID is, COVID did kill millions worldwide. Yet nobody, from Zimbabwe to UK to America to Magumba, I'm making up countries, nobody has gone after China. Zero. Millions dead. The whole world locked down because of them. So I don't know if Fauci will ever truly face, or the people like him, Birx, you name it, will face justice. And I don't want to hear from these people, well, we didn't know. We were trying to go with the science and learn as we went. No, you are the top virologist in the world. You knew wearing a sweater over your face wouldn't cover jack. You knew that virus wasn't as bad when you told people, well, just throw this tinfoil over your face with holes poked in it bigger than my fingers, and that'll do. When that shit dumbass Alyssa Milano showed a knit with monstrous holes, I literally couldn't stick my fingers through mask. Look at me, I'm protected. Ugh. And you let that go? Fuck off. So yeah, the whole Fauci is even worse. I know Jay Waters is gonna right now just bang his head against the wall. Fauci is worse than Epstein. Fauci's lies decimated the world. But will anything happen? I doubt it, because there is insane power behind him. Insane. And by the way, the fight's going on in the back is Street Fighter 6. That has Muglik. I had the link in the chat. Muglek. I love watching his streams, partially because Guile was my man. So check his channel out and watch his streams, by the way. You'll enjoy it. Even though if you're like me and you played Street Fighter a bunch, you're going to see the mistakes he makes. He's a great player, but he can be very two-dimensional at times when he needs to be three. All right. Jack says he still has pics of a certain host dressed in cosplay as Blanca. At least if he has to. He wouldn't have pics of me released as Blanca. Now, maybe me dressed as Chun-Li, who is my second best player, maybe. I don't know what to explain it. Sorry, Joel. No, I don't know what you mean, Joel, unless you're connecting it to your above comment. The swamp must be arguing left versus right. Oh, that's one where Jay Watterson and I will agree. Democrat, Republican, centrist, deep state, whatever. Our government always wants you and I against each other. They want to pit as many people against each other as possible to keep us arguing and not focusing on them. Which is another reason Democrats who need partisanship to have power. If Democrats can't pit race and gender against each other, they're fucked. Come at me, Democrats. If you can't pit race and gender against each other, more people are going to go, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. And they're going to look at you, the government, go, what the frig are you doing? Sorry, I'm pointing at my Cadillacs and Dinosaurs poster. Yep, real one. Thank you to my wife. Great cartoon, by the way, and good comic books. Like I said, the shit in my nerd den. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, they do want us arguing always separate. Jack says he's not responsible for any of the damage to the house. Nobody saw him and you can't prove a thing. Actually, his sister, Pepper, is much more damaging. That little, she is the pure cat in the house. She is a pure yard panther. And she walks around clawing stuff left and right. We have a problem with her. Jax is half dog, so he really doesn't do a lot of clawing. All right, Jack says DNC forced Biden out of the presidential race, and so Jill made sure they were stuck with Kamala. Thing is, Jill Biden hated Kamala Harris. The shit Kamala Harris said about her husband, Jill Biden hated her. If you go look at the Bidens, I think Joe Biden himself realized, either through his wife or himself, his brain-addled little mind got caught wind of what was going on. Excuse me. And he noticed, he finally registered on how the Democrat Party was using him. How they were doing shit behind his back in his name and were about to wipe their ass with him. I honestly think, in a way, we should pity Joe Biden. Do I think he's a great guy? No. But that guy, and I've had family members with dementia, mental decline. He had it. They used him. Part of his mind woke up, whether through his wife or not, and said, Jesus, look what they're doing. Look what they're doing to me. And I think that's why him and his wife both wore red during the election. They actually, hey, come on, he put on a MAGA hat. That's not an accident. Joe Biden had moments of rationality. He had stuff where they were always trying to stop him with an Easter bunny or whatever. They tried to stop him from actually talking when he was himself. Whether we agree with him or not, he tried to say shit and they would stop him, cover him, shut him up. I bet you today, someday we're going to find out from Joe Biden or his wife that they were pissed on how they were used, but they knew they couldn't say anything because somehow the Democrat Party would come after them. It's a big machine, guys. Big machine. I mean, Hillary Clinton, look at all the people that accidentally off themselves around her. And I'm going to say right out now for the record, I have zero intent of removing myself from planet Earth. So if that happens, please investigate that. All right. Jack says DNC forced by now, blah, blah, blah. Whoa, chat. Where are you going? All right, now I got to catch up. The chat just jumped. I don't agree, but even if it was true, it isn't going to help in November. I think, the thing is, Jay Watterson, I think that the SCOTUS ruling, and I know I'm running back around in a very wide arc on this circle, the SCOTUS ruling is thermonuclear for Democrats. It is huge. It just totally makes their battle way uphill. We are talking not even straight up. We're talking, they got to climb upstairs. It is insane how much it makes their battle. You add the fact that Democrats, as the off party, have a historically low rating. If Trump pulls this Iran thing off in the next month or two, and gas prices drop, and he shows a net, yeah, screw you, Iran, we nailed you and brought you down. No more of this 47 years of bullshit with you. I think Republicans are on the way to a huge win. Between the SCOTUS ruling, which is proper, by the way, and the if Trump pulls off a good win on this. I don't know. We'll see. I still think that Trump has steered us this way on purpose. He's looking at short-term pain for a long-term gain. I think someday, when Trump is out of office, let's say 10 to 20 years from now, people are going to look back, if they're honest, and go, holy shit, Trump set America, or tried to set America up for crazy levels of success. Now, whether or not anybody comes after Trump can hang on to that and or build on it, that's to be seen yet. And that means Democrat or Republican. But once again, anybody that says Trump is a moron and everybody around him is a moron, didn't know what they were doing with Iran, they know. They know. They have set America to be the number one natural gas and oil producer or exporter in the world. They have actually broken at least one country off of OPEC. Hurt a lot of the countries we were competing with who were going off the dollar, off the petrodollar. That's huge. Set us up as we control the world's biggest oil country. So yeah, insane. Besides the fact that a lot of people don't realize how much oil is under America. Illinois is actually sitting on top of one of the biggest oil reserves in the country. So are other states. We have insane amounts of oil that our government has always said are reserves. All right. Yeah. All right. So, whoa, what the hell was that? Sorry. All right, guys. So, but I just think that the whole thing is nuts. Supreme Court did the right thing. I know I'm not going as deep as others. I'm jazzed up, I'm tired, and I just want to talk about it. And I appreciate you guys being here. And do me a favor, please give me a thumbs up. I know. And by the way, I emailed Connie the other day. I don't know what's going on with Buckle Bunny. We'll see if she answers. Maybe I'll check on my phone here in a second. But I did email her because I don't know what's going on. Last I knew, she was having some family health concerns. So we'll see what goes on. But no, I think the SCOTUS did the right thing. God knows it's scary they had the balls to do it. Now, a quick comment here. Every time Democrats say, oh my God, that is so racist and so horrid. Thomas Sowell. When people get used to preferential treatment, equal treatment seems like discrimination. So true. So true. It is. We have let, and I'll say it right out, we have let black people have preferential treatment so long. Now, if they are treated like you, me, or anybody else, that's just so discriminatory. They act like insane animals because we've let them. Black people can act just like you and me, if taught just like you and me, to act within a society. Not talk in some crap off broken English bullshit, and that they can just use their skin color to get away with stuff. We've taught generations of that. That's why almost 90% of the police body cam videos you see are a certain demographic, acting a certain insane way. All right. Let's see here. Jay Waters said the SCOTUS ruling will have an effect, but it won't shield incumbents the way they are hoping. People have taken notice. I don't think it's worried about it shielding incumbents. I don't think they're worried about that. I think it's really going to shift. They don't need a vote total to win. It's a procedural win. The vote numbers may not be, for the Democrats, may not be able to overcome the procedural change, the change in the voting districts. Let's just say simple math. The voting districts as they stand now, I'll put it in low numbers because I can only think in low numbers. Let's say Democrats only need 1,000 votes to win today, to win the midterms. Well, now with this SCOTUS ruling, if any states redistrict, let's say if 5 states redistrict, I would say 3. 3 states redistrict according to the SCOTUS ruling before the midterms. Now that 1,000 vote Democrat win goes to a 10,000. That's how big this ruling is. Add that on a nationwide scale, it is huge. It's not that the Republicans have to do great. It's not that people have to agree with Trump. It makes the voting percentages hugely different. That may be the win Trump was looking for. Do I fully agree with it? Do I wish Trump had done enough to not need that? Yeah. Do I disagree with some of what Trump's done? Oh, yeah. Do I still think he's the president of my lifetime? Yeah. Yeah, because he's still, as much as people want to shit on him, he's lied less than any president in my lifetime and done more of his campaign promises than any president in my lifetime. Will you ever get perfect? Nope. You want perfect? Go be a libertarian and shove your head up your butt and just go, nope. If I don't get 100% what I want, too bad. You know, just as the way I see it. All right. Democrats voting rights equals laws we can break. Yeah. Celtic, welcome. And yes, you are right. Once again, as I said earlier, Democrats always project and they get extremely angry that anybody dares to do what they themselves have been doing for anywhere from 1 year to 50 years. They do not like anybody else using the same rules and or grift they do. Whoa, what is that? Sorry. Had a pop-up on my other screen. But you're 100% right, Celtic Spirits Coven. But no, we are going to move on a little bit and make a little change here. Has anybody seen this? They are putting like prom and clothing change videos to the background of the Charlie Kirk assassination audio. I know, quick juxtaposition there. And to the 2 people on Grumble, welcome. I said, I am trying to figure out kick. I know some people are going, but that's so easy when you got time. But I may, and I'm sorry, Rumble, I may totally dump you. I think kick is, my personal belief, more relevant than Rumble. Also, I think kick, I don't know, I only see Rumble as useful if you have 700,000 plus subscribers on YouTube and drag some over to Rumble. Kick, on the other hand, grows people from dead up. As dead as a 0, sorry. But no, have you guys seen this crap? This is Charlie Kirk prom. This Charlie Kirk prom trend is truly disgusting. Well, generally, this is not what moral rot. This is what moral rot looks like. Welcome to English as a fourth language for me. This is insanity. So anytime anybody from the left tells you, "Ow, how can you act that way and be so horrid? We are the party of love." Really? When's the last time you've seen Republicans or centrists? Yeah, there's always one or two in mass doing shit like this. This is going to take a second to reboot. Hang on. My wireless headphones, I like wireless, so I'll get my hands in a wire, but they do unboot sometimes.
Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
This is sick, man. Young teenage girls and boys doing their prom outfit transitions to the audio of Charlie Kirk being killed.
Counting or not counting gang violence? Great. Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
YouTube, pay attention to what I'm about to say. I hope none of these people ever see somebody they love go the way Charlie Kirk did, and then see somebody else act like they themselves are acting about it. To this woman, to every guy, girl doing this, fuck you. Excuse me. Woof. Wow, don't know where that came from. But no, honestly, to every one of these mentally ill mother pussers, MAGA, make asylums great again. We used to put the crazy, the criminally insane, the nutty in homes, in places with padded rooms, in places where we medicated them. Now we just medicate them, not as well, and let them wander among us. Look at all the side effects of the SSRIs you see on TV when you're watching YouTube, Rumble, Kick, or average TV or streaming platforms. Look at all the effects. Any medication meant to fix depression causes a side effect of depression. These people need to be put away. These are hateful, evil people. I partially hope they never experience what they are putting Charlie Kirk's family through, or anybody else who followed Charlie Kirk. But then there's a part of me that hopes they do experience it. That somebody they love gets ended like that publicly, and they have to watch the world celebrate it and make dumb shit videos like this. Every one of these people is a piece of shit.
Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
What is wrong with these people?
And the comments are worse. This young woman posted the video and somebody responded by saying,
"We just celebrated somebody getting his neck blown away in public. Whee!" A guy whose only crime was to disagree with you, but sit down and hand those people who disagree with him a microphone. Let's debate. Let's discuss. Let's talk. That was his crime? That proves the left is communist, socialist, violent, closed-minded morons. That guy who would debate with anybody is the guy they celebrate killing. Jeez.
"I'm dying like Charlie Kirk," and she liked the comment and replied by saying, "Ha ha 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 ha. She thinks it's funny." Someone responded to another video saying, "This is so funny, OMFG," to which the girl replied, "Best transition I could find." Yeah, not a song, not anything else. The audio of somebody being assassinated. That's the best thing she could find, and she thinks it's funny. She has a crying/laughing emoji there as well. Now, to note, TikTok was actually removing some of these videos or actually muting this.
I would honestly, this may be one of the most controversial things I've said in this stream, if not the most. I've been the parent of a child. So I know where this comes from when I say this. Parents of children like this need to be jailed or need to be removed from their child if the child's under 18. Never be in that child's life again because they have helped raise somebody like this. They didn't step in and be a parent. They did shit that let this person turn into a total hateful, violent, murderous piece of shit. We gotta start holding, I know, oh my God, hold parents accountable. You got to. Parents doing this, letting kids be like this is insane. No, we can't be perfect as parents. But geez, for the love of all that's holy, celebrating the death of somebody whose big crime was they disagreed with you on politics and would give you a microphone to discuss with them? That person deserved death, and not only death, but to be hee-hee giggled at. Those parents deserve to never, ever see their children again.
Sound, but a lot of people actually went back and deleted their videos after people online started finding them and calling them out, posting their usernames. This girl had a comment left saying, haha, I made this one and TikTok took it down, LMAO, and she responded by saying, hoping this blank stays up. She hopes it stays up because, again, she thinks it's funny. Here's another one where somebody commented they took off the sound with a sad frowning emoji, to which the girl responded by saying, no, with the F word at the end. She's so upset that they took her audio down. These people are sick.
By the way, I will share this guy's video on Lions Den WS6 on X. But yeah, then go to his video and give it a full watch without my mouth. And give him a like and a follow, please.
Man. Now, I thought a lot about what I would want to say here, but I really don't have the right words, to be honest. I just would again like to point out these are 15, 16, and 17
That's my job.
They think that political assassination is funny. They think it's a trend. And make no mistake.
When I was a 15 or 16-year-old, I wouldn't have giggled at Charlie Kirk's death. At the murder. Sorry, YouTube, I'm going to use the word. Murder of anybody, whether I agreed or disagreed with them, unless they were a diddler or an off to pee other people. Not some guy who's talking. I was not a complete retard at 15 or 16. At age 10, my parents, who were far left, by the way, raised me better than that, than to celebrate the absolute public execution of a guy for discussion. That is insanity. These are horrendous children, horrendous parents also. The apple don't fall far from the tree.
These are the same young teenage boys and girls who probably date their, boyfriend or girlfriend for 2 weeks and then get broken up with and go home and cry for 6 months, or they cry when there's gossip happening around them at the lunch table, or I don't know, their cat gets run over by the mailman and they cry for a year straight. But when a 31-year-old who is the leader of a huge political movement, who literally hands a microphone to people who are literally older than them, just a few years where they will be in a couple of years later in life, assuming that they go to college, when he hands a microphone to them, invites them to come talk, even travels to prestigious campuses.
Yeah, how dare he ask somebody to talk to him?
Because they disagree with them politically. I don't even think these people are well versed in politics.
No,
they're 15, 16, and 17 years old. They've just been taught to hate anybody who's
wait. They're
brainwashed.
First things first. He makes a mistake there. There are people younger than 15 and 16 that have a mind. I'm not saying because they believe what I believe, but because they pay attention. Whether they are closer to a Bill Maher of today. Do not give Bill Maher credit, folks. Oh, the recent Bill Maher stuff. Bill Maher is doing good. Look at him holding these lefties to their feet to the fire. Bullshit. Look back at Bill Maher from the past. Bill Maher pushed most of this woke shit. He made fun of people who tried telling him about it. Tampons in boys' bathrooms. Oh, whatever. There's no such thing. Bill Maher pushed leftist woke bullshit. Bill Maher just goes, Let's see, the winds are blowing a different way. I'll go this way now. Is this cool? Do not give Bill Maher a lot of credit, folks. Go look at his past. Let's see. I don't think parents should be punished for the wrong think of their children. I do. To a point. When it's something as deep as laughing and idolizing the death of a person for, let's come and chat. That apple did not fall far from that tree. These are people, you got to have some responsibility. And I speak as a parent. I would never let my children, whatever, ever act like that. I would never raise them that way. And if I would always pay attention to their online shit. If I ever caught this, oh, no, not a chance. There are limits. I do believe after a certain point, I will feel free to discuss what those limits are, but there's got to be a limit. We have a problem when children or even young adults in their 20s are celebrating the death of this man. It is insane. And that apple did not just fall 6 miles from that tree. All right, I believe in free speech. Free speech does not protect certain things. Free speech does have its limits by law, by regulation. And if you read what the forefathers wrote about free speech, even by them it had regulation. So yeah. But we can also love our free speech right until our country ends. We do have to, sooner or later, laws cannot be absolute. Even the best law and or constitutional amendment. Or maybe I should own a nuke. I'm just saying, Second Amendment. You know, I wouldn't mind. Personally, I would love to have a Gatling gun. Even though, if you look it up, Gatling guns are they're grandfathered in where I could technically own one. So if anybody out there would like to donate a Gatling gun to me, I will put it in my front yard. I will. Boy, will I make some drivers on my street very nervous. I will put it in my front yard if you donate it to me. I really would. Free speech is not 100% absolute, and that is a fact. I don't know. This is going to sound very... Oh, God. I know Jay Watterson is about to... Oh, he's going to so lift that leg on me for this. Free speech can't exist if free speech is absolute. Right now, his head just exploded. And he just printed a picture of me and a picture of Jax. And he has him and a picture of Jax pissing on me right now. Dang it. But really, you can't.
They're morally rotten. These people are pathetic. We shouldn't brush this crap off. These are the next
They're nuts.
generation of people in our country. These people are going to have children.
They're
going to
nuts.
raise their children to think just like them. These people are going to vote in 2 and 3 years. These people are going to be the next generation of policymakers, politicians, and of voters. And this is a sick, cancerous mind virus.
100%.
It's vile. It's vicious. It's sick. It's demented. This is not acceptable. This is growing. It has to be stopped because...
Yes. At a certain point, we already have that. There are certain things in speech you cannot do now. There are already certain things that you cannot do where the government goes, that's it, you're done. You're in jail. You're in trouble. You'll be fined. You'll be deplatformed. Yes, we already have that. So whether I like it or not, you and I may not agree on where the limits are, those limits are already there. And honestly, we can discuss where those limits are, but they must exist. Because you cannot have free speech if it's 100% unlimited. Because sooner or later, somebody will use it against you. And that's just a fact. So, you and I can agree to a point. Which, honestly, and I mentioned Jay Waters a lot, guys, because Jay Watterson and I have a lot of stuff in common. But we do differentiate enough where there's friction. A friction I like. Because where I probably am not smart enough to make him think, he makes me think. And I do like that. And I don't look for sycophants here.
If not, America is...
That's why, honestly, no joke, he's probably my number one moderator and person I would number one turn to and trust if I had to ask something. It's somebody I don't fully agree with. You should always do that in your life. Don't just look for a sycophant, somebody that agrees with you on everything. Always look for somebody that will push you, that will question you. Whether him and I agree or not, we will question each other. And look where he's at. He's still here chatting with me. My God, I cannot believe it. But then I value his opinion, whether I agree with it or not. You got to have that. We used to value that pushback, that difference, that nuance. Where Jay Watterson, the funny thing is, if Jay Waters and I were in Congress, let's apologize, man. Jay Watterson is the Democrat. I'm the Republican. God help me. If Jay Waters and I were in Congress, excuse me, my God. If him and I were in Congress, we may not fully agree, but we will chit-chat, disagree, call each other jackass, and then we will find a way, just like we did in the mid-90s, and we will make a law, a regulation, where neither of us get everything we want, but we both get a little of what we want. And a lot of times that works out at least pretty good for the American people. Jay Watterson and I would be better congressmen than most of the people in there now. And you could even switch us. Make me the Democrat and make him the Republican. You know, make him the Bernie follower. Make me the Green Party. It doesn't matter. We would discuss. That is why I value people like him, like Joel, like some of the others come to my channel. I don't want... There's even Democrats that come in here that do not agree, but we chat. There are some that are total dumbasses. Orange man! There are some that come in here with their beliefs and we discuss it. Those are people we need. Whether we ever fully agree or not, we have to be able to discuss and find a ground, if not middle, slightly one way or the other, and get something done for the American people. At least tolerable compared to what we have now. I'm not kissing his ass. He holds my feet to the fire, and I try, hopefully, to hold his to it. But we got to be able to discuss, guys. And that's why somebody like him, every channel needs a Jay Watterson. Every channel needs that. I don't care what your leaning is. You need that person that will agree with you maybe 50% of the time. The other 50% look at you and go, okay, yeah, you're a jackass. You need that. Sycophants like a certain snake-based channel, my God. A channel I was a huge fan of, but I've honestly been damaged lately by watching them because of the... You can only... We are way past blowing Trump. We are into way past deep-throating. If this certain channel deep-throats Trump anymore, the wiener will come out of their behind. That type. But hey, if you grift and that makes you money, you go for it. Yeah, Waters, I'm actual independent. Hey, so am I. But that's the thing is, maybe that's why you and I can disagree and agree. Because I am not a Democrat. I am not a Republican. If anybody ever talked to my wife, they'd find out how angry I get when I'm trying to debate with somebody or talk to somebody and they call me a one or the other. And I try to go, no, I just don't agree with this. Well, then you must be a D or an R. No. So I agree with you, bud. All right, let's go on here a little more.
To a very, very dark place.
This is at the end of it. Okay, so one to the end. Jeremy's using rage bait for views. Are you talking about the same J word I am? I'm not. The guy is an amazing. If we're talking about the same guy, amazing grifter, amazing personality. I've been a fan for holy shite, over a decade. Back before when there was one channel. And I actually loved the D channel until recently. There's only so much deep throating I can take. And if I dare disagree, I've been called out on his channel through my real name. Woo! Because you dare disagree on there. Wow. For everybody who says there are cultist Trump followers, yep. And unfortunately, besides my not having time to do this regularly, I am not a cultist, so I will never. Besides, he's better as a streamer than I am, and he's a better personality, maybe. He's good at grifting and knows how to read the, or at least will bend. Let's put it this way. He will bend to the audience whatever he needs to do for the money. And he's honest about it. So, hey, kudos to him. I just can't do that. I will sit here on my little channel with one viewer and I won't grift for that. Both Jeremy's are his rage bait for clicks and views. I agree. I don't know if the one Jeremy is. I think the one Jeremy is still trying to remain relevant. And sounds bad because he actually had a good video this week. It came across my feed, which is funny because I don't normally get his videos across my feed. But the one Jeremy I think is relevant. Whether you agree with him or not, the other Jeremy I think had his relevance years ago and is fading away. Now, the one Jeremy, jeez, I'd be so lucky to work for that guy. Whether I agree with his takes on certain things or not, or I would love to call him out as a grifter, sycophant, I don't know, whatever. But the other one I think is a fading relevancy. But I do think, in my personal opinion, a lot of the stuff on him is bullshit with no proof. And as far as I'm concerned, you can only go so far without proof until you need to shut the fuck up. Some of these channels, all the question marks, we heard, we think, well, we're sure, and I ask anybody, what's proof? Well, fuck you. That's as bad as the Democrats. One over you, Jer is suffering on his way out of the internet. Jay Watterson, you and I agree. The man had his relevancy. And I will say this. The guy you're talking about, the quartering, I have no problem saying it. He's had more life on YouTube and the internet in general than most people will ever have. And even now, he still garners view numbers I would love to have. Of course, he puts out the videos too. Do I think everything they're saying about him is true? Nope. I'm betting it's closer, and I am a nonpartisan in this. I'm betting it's closer to maybe 10 to 20% what they're saying about him is true. Maybe 25 to 30%. The rest of it's bullshit because it's views. It's just like a lot of the right-leaning streamers who went out supporting Animal Farm, even though it's nothing like the original and nothing like they said it was in their comments. Total shit. And unfortunately, a lot of people who've always been a little jealous of the Jer, or disliked him, or just looking for anything to grift off of a controversy, have glommed onto that. Jay Waters, there are cults in both left and right, 100%. And I'm not pissing on the other channel. I do like the other Jer. I really do. I think he's probably an underrated online streamer and broadcaster. And even when I disagree with him, I may roll my eyes at times and go, ugh, but I will still watch because he's that good. So yeah. The other one, I find kind of boring, and he, like, a video that should be 9 minutes is still 23 minutes. By the way, for those of you who think I'm a Tim Pool sycophant, I think Tim Pool's getting there. Tim Pool's trying to be like Asmongold, thumbnails and titles, and which I've done a few times, but I don't do it all the time. Going, is getting old. Tim Pool is also starting to stretch his videos out way longer than they need to be, and telling the same story over again. When I was doing this, we get it, Tim. We get it. I have no problem calling out people I like as well as people I dislike. All right. The proof was his own words and threats. That doesn't mean that's proof. I can threaten all day. I can look around. I will take down 50 channels by tomorrow. And then suddenly 50 channels taken down and people go, aha! It could be Joel took down 50, called out 50 channels and got them taken down. It takes very little on YouTube to get a channel pulled. That's the problem with YouTube is it takes no proof. I had an urban exploring channel, Exploring with CF. Feel free to check it out, guys. That got videos taken down because one person complained and they had no real evidence of anything. They said, well, I don't like it, pretty much. Some of the complaints were retarded. And YouTube just goes, we're taking it down. What? Urban exploring video? How'd that go with anything like that? YouTube, unfortunately, is horrendous at that. That's one of the things that YouTube has done that has caused Kick, Rumble, BitChute, whatever, Odyssey, all the others to grow. If YouTube had been good, YouTube would still be the one. So yeah. Let's see. We are about 2 hours in. My voice is starting to feel it. All right. We're going to wander off the politics, guys. Please do me a favor. We can watch this live, which is only, 2 people? I don't know. I haven't keep track. I honestly don't keep track of numbers. We go through this as more and more of these idiots celebrating Charlie Kirk's death by going, tee-hee, look at my prom dress. Ugh. Scares me. All right. Let's see, what was that? Oh, that was the same thing. I just clicked it accident. There we go. Let's discuss something more fun. Let's go talk about some Street Fighter. In the day. Dude, I was driving on 23rd Avenue, Moline, Illinois, the premier Quad City cruising avenue in the day. Until Moline, Illinois decided the boomers in the city council decided to shoot themselves right in the cock and decimate that whole area and go, let's outlaw cruising. It's so horrid. We loved it. We grew up loving it. Idolize it. Have great memories. Have movies and TV shows talking about cruising, how great it was. But we're going to outlaw it. It's horrid. And back in the day, they put insane amounts of money into very expensive police cars back in the day, unmarked, to try to pick up cruisers. Put up signs, repetitive driving is outlawed. And right away, a gas station called North Star, we hung out at till dawn when the Wonder Bread truck went by. Went out of business. Miller Time Billiards where we used to get together, play pool, have a snack, use the bathroom, and play Terminator 2 pinball, and Street Fighter 2 went out of business and is now a real estate office. The mini golf is gone. Wiener Schnitzel is gone. The Denny's is gone. 23rd Avenue pulls in jack fuck compared to what it used to from Moline, Illinois. All the people buying gas, stopping at McDonald's, hanging out, buying snacks, treats, sodas, buying other things, going to restaurants afterward, talking about the night they had, going to Miller Time, playing pool, playing video games, getting more food. All gone. 23rd Avenue is nowhere near what it used to be. And now suddenly 23rd Avenue, Moline comes out and goes, they removed all those signs and said, okay, you can cruise again. After they destroyed the whole cruising culture. And I talk this because like what's on the screen here. Street Fighter. Street Fighter. Now we're going to discuss a little bit Street Fighter 2 versus Street Fighter 6. Now, Street Fighter 2, I still think is epic. There's a reason tons of Arcade 1-Up and other version of arcade companies still have Street Fighter 2 out there insanely everywhere in people's houses who have the money to have these. If you'd like to donate one to me, please contact me at lionsdenws6@gmail.com. I will accept it. But I played Street Fighter 2. Guile was my number 1. Chun-Li was my number 2. But I could play every character. I actually went to a tournament in Chicago and won second place. And did very good. And actually, for the time, I won a lot of money. It was $200. That was a shitload. Before video games became the huge thing. But now they've got Street Fighter 6. Do I love it? Yes. Do I think it's as good as 2? Maybe not. 1, they removed Guile's huge long leg sweep. His leg sweeps are pretty iffy now. But also, I hate the combo move and the power bar bullshit. You should have to beat somebody on skill, on being able to do every move, block properly, not, oh, look, my power bar is there. I hit this button and I go, bah, 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 bah. Ugh. Idiotic. And I know I may be in a minority here, but what do you think of Street Fighter 2 compared to 6? Graphics on 6, epic. Some of the shit, I don't like some of the new characters. Some of the new characters in Street Fighter 6 are definitely there because of DEI. They've OP'd them, made them way overpowered. So, what do you think? I know we're wandering way off. Welcome to my channel. Well, I don't idolize Kino Casino too much. Kino Casino's done some shit where they could be sued also. So I know you and I are gonna disagree with this. I totally dislike Kino Casino. I think they are the crotch rot of the internet and the mean girls of YouTube, or well, Kick or whatever they're on. I don't like Kino Casino. I cannot watch more than 4 minutes of them without just going, ugh. So, I just don't like them. But that's it. Let's see. Every other version strives to be Street Fighter 2, and they all fall short. I agree. I think they've messed with some of the characters too much. They've nerfed some characters more than they should, like Ken and Ryu. And Chun-Li, they've nerfed Chun-Li. And they've OP'd other characters. What, Alex, Minan, and, oh, I forgot the other chick's name. They OP'd. Also, there's a lot of the people they OP'd. And I miss, it seems like Zangief, or Zangief, depends how it's pronounced, is the only character that really seems to have muscle-based power. When I used to play Street Fighter 2, if you played Cammy when she came out, her hits took less power than somebody like, let's say, Zangief. Wholly different power levels. Certain moves, everything, it took a huge difference. You had to deal with their gifts and their weaknesses of each player. Now, if you watch Street Fighter 6, a lot of the characters, let's say Guile. Guile's got these arms, huge arms. He punches, takes almost the same power out of you getting punched as Cammy does. With little bitty arms like this, like mine. I miss where you had to deal with a person's good and bad and their style. They've taken a lot of that out. Zangief and a few of the others seem to be the only ones that still retain that power difference. Well, they kind of had to because he didn't have as many dimensions as a lot of other fighters. But it's still horrid where you got like the chick that's on there right now who will have as much power out of you as, let's say, Sagat almost. I miss that. But yes, a lot of other games. Street Fighter 2, it's amazing the staying power. How long that game has become relevant and how still so many people compare every fighting game, including Street Fighter 6, to Street Fighter 2. And yes, there were some horrible Street Fighter games between there. I think Street Fighter 4 and 5 are horrendous. 3 was meh. There was one kind of right after Street Fighter 2. I can't remember the name of it. It was decent. After that, 3, 4, 5 are kind of bleh. 6 is the first one good in a long time. But they are mixing fighting styles of characters. What's the final fight characters or final characters in there? And it doesn't mesh as well. And these ultra uber moves like going on the screen here is just stupid. Sorry, let me mute that. This right here. Oh, I got a power bar. So I have my special joystick where I hit a button and it just does it. Watch this. I get my 50 move combo. That's not skill. And I've been on a bunch of forums recently where people are discussing this takes no skill. People go, but it helps me so I can make my, I forgot the words. Welcome to my Biden moment. I can do strategy instead of concentrating on my moves. If you can't concentrate on your moves, then fuck you, don't play these games. I want to see a Street Fighter 6 tournament where they remove all this power bar special move shit. You should have to beat somebody, just like in Street Fighter 2, with just the moves of the person and know them. Not these joystick units with 15 buttons where you just hit it and it does each move. They are programmed to do that. There are settings in the game where you can go to do this with this melted joystick or this with the regular stuff like you and I would have to play with. It's not the same. It's not as fun. I miss when video games had a certain amount of lives, not automatic. You just re-up when you die. If you died, you went back 1 to 2 full levels or more. You had to start at the beginning again. Not this constantly you die, you re-up, and you come back almost exactly where you were. I miss that. People these days, I'll say something, ready for this? People these days are not as good at game players as people were 15 to 25 years ago. Because they automatically get to re-up right where they were. They barely lose stuff. You should have to re-up a level or 2 back. Lose all your shit. Restart and go back through the whole thing. All of it. It's insane how much. Hell, even Crash Bandicoot did more. In 92, I had a friend who worked for a small chain of arcades. One of them in particular removed half of the games. Plays them with Street Fighter 2 machines. Yeah. Yep, like I said, I played Miller Time Billiards in Moline, Illinois. They used to have a bar called Fenders in there also. That also they had at the Miller Time in Davenport, Iowa. Also had a Fender's even fancier there. But I agree, man. Yeah. Street Fighter 2 is still one of the most sold arcade 1-up and other arcade companies games out there. Street Fighter 2 is still epic. There are a lot of purists, I would call them, who look at these special moves. Like I said, go to the forums, guys. You'll find a lot of people who will piss all over these special moves and the power bar and the drive bar bullshit. It sucks. It sucks. It's tiresome. So yeah. I don't like them nerfing stuff. And I don't need 85 outfits for them either. I mean, what's with the hooded version of Bison? What is that? He's wearing a torn up hoodie. For about a year, each of those machines brought in around 500. Yeah. Yeah, and that was when they were a quarter each. I think when we had arcades, and hey, I understand the amazing technology, the amazing look and feel of some of the games, the home systems, the streaming, being able to play against everybody in the whole world. I get it. But I think there was something more real, more visceral, more connected, more enjoyable. And when you won, it meant more. When you're standing next to somebody in an arcade who put quarters up on that screen to play against you next. Or you were the one putting those quarters up to play against some other person next. When you stood next to somebody, bumping arms. Here I'm going, oh, fuck. When you saw their faces, felt their sweat, felt their heat. When you saw their annoyance in person and you beat them. When you're standing there in a line to play against them. Or they were against you. That meant something more. This online bullshit, we're all sitting alone. Alone in front of a camera. Some people don't even play in front of a camera. They just play and they're online against some dude they never see, hear, or smell. It's a different feeling. It would be nice if we got back to a little more of the in-person. I know it takes technology, good luck. But there's something people today will never feel with that in-person. There is a feeling that comes with standing next to somebody. Of being able to look at them and actually give them a fuck you. Or a high five, great game, dude. Or a damn it, you got me, let's go again. Let's do it. There is something with that you will never feel at a home console. Ever. I don't care if you're playing against somebody 2 miles away or 3,000 miles away. You will never feel that as you will with somebody in person. I know people are going to go, okay, boomer. Which I'm not a boomer. Great, don't let the gray fool you. I'm not that old, folks. But there is something you will never feel playing online as you will in person. The work it took to actually do this. The work it took to learn the moves. Not to say, but my special buttons give me the room to feel strategy. No. You should have to learn every move, be able to hit every move with the buttons and joysticks to fight. Not, oh, look, my power bar. Special button. Blah, 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 blah. I'm done with it. I just am. I just am. Oops, I hit a button, didn't I? Yep. All right. So let me catch up with you guys. We'll sit here and look at that. That is not, I'm sorry. Making Cammy with the weirdo hair hanger over thing. Come on. Stop. And look at them calves. She got calves as big as Guile. Shut up. Shut up. All right, the arcade scene in Terminator 2 showed a good representation of what arcades were like in the late 80s. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'd say up to the late 90s. Late 90s, maybe 2000. So, yeah. Yep. And when was Terminator 2 filmed? I mean, it was what? It came out, what, 92? Filmed. All right, it was filmed over a 6-month period in 1990 to 91. So yeah, well within your video game, your arcade time period still. I will say the 80s through the early, well, let's say 80s to the mid 90s was epic arcade period. We had Pocket Change Park, I believe, and we had Aladdin's Castle at our malls around here. Yep. Dude, the effects in Terminator 2 still stand up to today, most part. For the most part. You can sit down and watch T2 today and still go, damn. Because you can even overlook, just like on Babylon 5, you can overlook some of the effects don't stand up today because the story, the characters, everything else was so epic. So epic. 1991, yep. But yeah, I mean, Street Fighter just... It's crazy. The fact that they still... DJ is one that really OP now. They've made DJ a lot more OP than he should be. I miss when you had to fight and not have the, oh, look, I got my drive bar. Let's go. Why, Street Fighter 2 is a masterpiece. 100%. Actually, let's look at that. Let's
Street
look at
Fighter
it.
2.
Like I said, we're done with the politics. This is the late wanderings. Let's go. If I'm in the way, too bad. Like I said, I'll be talking during this.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the premier fighting masterpiece.
I didn't need the turbo. If you put it on the highest turbo level, you almost needed to be on, flashback, about 20 Mountain Dews and about 4 ephedra pills. Remember when you get those at the gas station? Ephedra? Throwback.
Kicking, it had punching, it had 2 buttons allotted.
Arcade. Not the home version.
If that is not the most primo utilization of button economy, then I have no idea
Nope. 6 buttons rule them all.
what is. Released in 1993 on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, most people
Arcade.
have no idea which version of the game they're playing. Most people have no idea there's like 10 trillion versions of this game. There's Street Fighter 2, there's Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition,
Best.
there's Street Fighter 2 Turbo, there's Super Street Fighter 2, there's Super...
Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Stop there. Never go any farther. Never, ever go any farther. Done.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo Extra XL 420 Kush 360 No Scope Headshot Edition, respectively. In this video, we're talking about Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the 3rd iteration and probably the biggest one.
Turbo was okay. Street Fighter 2 Championship is all I
on the
need.
Super Nintendo.
Is that the one, New Challengers? I think so.
This is the one that I played as a kid, and this is the one that I lost a lot of friends to over being a cheap piece of shit with Dow.
Okay, the graphics weren't that bad. I don't know where you got that.
Seems so.
I'm gonna go into this in depth. I think they screwed Dalsum up. Once again, what I just said about the characters, I'm gonna get this guy's face off
Talk
here,
about
though.
that. The game.
There we go. Dalsum was, once again, what I just said. You had to deal with each character's differences. Slow, fast, strong, weak, whatever. You had to deal with their differences and their strengths. Dalsum used to be slow, but he could stretch, do fire, teleport, whatever. Oh no, now Dalsum is muscled and as fast as everybody. I do not like how they vanillaed the characters. How they've moved them all closer together to being the same. As you can tell, Democrats have wrote Street Fighter 6. Somebody with intelligence, Democrat or not, back in the day, wrote Street Fighter 2. Each character had strengths and weaknesses, size, speed, you name it. Not now. Now Dulcim has to be muscle to me just as fast. Stop it. Stop. Now Sagat is some type of friggin' giant. He's OP. So, yep.
Was just super tight and not.
And Guile, okay, I understand Guile. Every time you shoot Sonny Boom, perfect, perfect, perfect. Flame, perfect. Sorry, as you can tell, I watched Street Fighter 6 tournaments. Perfect, perfect. Shut the fuck up. Sonic Boom made more sense than perfect, perfect, perfect. Flame, perfect. Oh, fuck off. Does anybody remember? All right, here let me throw out a piece of trivia. Answer in the chat live or when you watch this later. This guy, this boxer down here, what was the mistake on the Street Fighter 2 arcade cabinet that they let there for at least 3 generations of the game? Between this up here, where I'm putting my pointer, and what was on the marquee of the game in the characters. Let me know what he was called. What screw up they left there for like 3 generations of the game. Street Fighter 2. Let me know.
In the colloquial schoolyard sense of, oh, yo, that's super tight, bro. But more in the game mechanics sense. The movement was precise. The combos were accurate.
Which is funny, it's still precise and accurate. And the fact they got rid of Vega, screw you, Street Fighter 6, for getting rid of Vega. Vega had still one of the best back slams in history. If you got your hands on it, bam, done. Done. It's like my little dog Gracie doing her kung fu kick on you. She's kicked you and she's halfway across the room for you know what happened. That's the way Vega's back slam was. It was just epic. It's like Guile's back slam. Oh, it was gorgeous. And his backbreaker. Beautiful. This game, if you play it today, after playing all today's updated games, you go and play it, screw the graphics. It's like watching Babylon 5. Don't worry about the graphics. Go look at the story and the character. Same with Street Fighter 2. It still plays epic. It's still precise. Feels good. You enjoy the differences between each character. You enjoy the fact, oh, I'm sorry, some people are like, oh my God, where are my special, oopsie. Where are my special moves and my power bar? I need my special move bar so I can just hit this button and it does 45 shots at once. What do you mean I have to fight the whole way? I know every move and every punch. Ew. So yeah, but no, the game still plays epic.
Button response time was on point. You didn't have to worry about lazy ass button mashers, okay? For those of us who trained in the...
I'm sorry, on Nintendo, you grew up playing this on Nintendo, you have no idea, dude. Arcade was 1,000 times better. You could really pound those buttons. And no little pad, thumb pad, will ever beat a joystick for accuracy and speed and be able to move fast. You little thumb pad. I know, boomer, whatever. I grew up with PSs. I grew up with Nintendo. All of it. Joystick rules. Deal with yourself. There's a reason the pro gamers still use the big gamer stick units. It has 15 buttons so they can do the special moves without really having to earn it.
Art of the hyper thumb spam, your years of dedication to the art and craft were not in vain. It was truly a game of skill.
Arcade,
truly a game of class. Truly a game for gentlemen to settle their disputes over land and wealth and women. A game of sophistication and overt racial stereotypes. You had...
What's wrong with that? Fact is fact.
The Russian fighter, the Indian fighter, the American fighter. Pure genius. Although... you can't really be too hard on him, to be completely honest. I mean, this is just kind of the stuff they did in the 90s. At least...
So the skinny blonde girl, Cammy, was a British stereotype? Huh? Huh? What? Whatever.
It's not Shadow Warrior.
Row your boat gently down to the stream. Whoa, I think my dinghy hanging out.
But the character selection was something
Oh, a scream.
really...
That is beautiful right there. All right. I remember the original Street Fighter. Oh, yeah, Street Fighter. The original was not near as good. There's also a game around the same time called JoJo's Great Adventure off the anime. If you've seen it, Netflix has JoJo's Great Adventure on anime right now, I believe still. The original video game, JoJo's Great Adventure, was a precursor to Street Fighter, and only had 3 buttons or so. Not near as in depth, but you can definitely see where Street Fighter was built off of JoJo's Great Adventure Capcom game. Remember the original Street Fighter in the arcade? In one version, the buttons weren't buttons. They were the pads you would slam your fist down and kind of whack them. Wow. I never saw that version. What? All right, I want to see that. Hang on. Let's shrink this real quick. Find my chat. I don't care what you see. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my Lord. Oh my dude. I'm not sure I ever saw that one. Oh my. Well, look at that. That's in Japan, dude. I'm not even sure that one was in America very much. Holy crap. I had a deluxe cabinet variant. So I saw Street Fighter, but I never saw one with these whack pads. The Street Fighter original I saw, the only ones I ever saw were had the buttons, not the whack pads. Yeah, I'm calling them whack pads. Let me give that a thumbs up. Oh, I gotta sign in. Oopsie. But still, that's pretty cool. I never saw that one. Pretty cool, though. Injuring themselves or breaking the machines, had to rethink the controls. Whoops. Whoops. It's like people throwing their Wii remotes through the TV screen. All right. Let's get back to this real quick.
You know, everybody had their own style. Everybody had their own moves, their own technique. Some people like that.
Guile, my #1 player. Chun-Li almost rivaled my Guile. But I could also play every other character. I was very good at Blanca. I was also very good at, not Sagat. I could play Bison really good, but Bison almost seemed too easy then. Let's see, who else did I go with? Yeah, it was either Guile, Chun-Li, or Blanca. And I would actually use Dalsum just to piss with people. Sometimes Honda was fun. You could underestimate Honda. Hey, hit play.
Thickness. Some people like the Dalsim Snipe Show. Some people like to be Ryu and just spam Hadoukens like a little bitch. But everybody was an idiot. You see,
but Guile still had the best leg sweep. That low down, woof, woof. We all know it. If you played then, you saw it. That long leg sweep. Now he's got some pussy little leg sweep. It's horrendous. Taking that from Guile nerfed a lot of his defense.
nobody truly understood the methodology of winning. Nobody truly understood what it took to stand.
Well, Jay Watterson, Ken and Ryu players were like assholes. Everybody's got one. Everybody loved them. I always loved when somebody would try to play those against me with Guile, and I would beat the crap out of them. Even though the guy that beat me in the Chicago tournament where I got second place, he played with Ken. So, I'll be honest about it. I mean,
Above the rest, nobody truly understood what it took to win the 1995 Super Street Fighter II Turbo World Championships in Fukuyama, Japan.
I didn't like when they added Akuma. Hi.
Nobody truly understood The power of E-Honda. Lightning quick Super Saiyan hyper punches that filled your entire front-facing hitbox. Inescapable.
What about Chun-Li's leg? Chun-Li's leg was no less turbo.
Slight flick of the up jump button before moving quickly over to the sideways movement direction, allowing you to slide forward like a...
This guy, unfortunately, is concentrating on the wrong thing. Super Nintendo compared to arcade, not even close.
Deadly martial arts meat grinder. You could quickly ascend the ranks and best any opponent. It was truly magic and truly some OP cheap ass shit. But you gotta do what you gotta do to win,
nope,
man. And
you
this
can
game
beat
brought
him.
Out the
Honda goes and throws a turbo arm, you shoot him. You shoot him. Or you jump over and land on him. So whoever this guy was playing sucked. Sucked.
competitiveness in everybody, least of which of the reasons was probably for the banging ass soundtrack they had going on. This shit was so dope. It wasn't no Koji Kondo, granted, but there was some solid 16-bit jams on this thing, okay? Ryu, banging. Guile, banging. Selecting your character, banging. Easily one of my favorite parts about this game. But the best feature, the ultimate jaw dropper, the pixel art. I mean, I know, it's hard to see these days, having spent the last 10 years of your life looking at 4K super special spicy secret sauce HDMI on a 500-inch TV with 3D VR and surround sound system.
Okay, if I had a 500-inch TV, woo, I'd be the happiest boy.
But for the
Can you imagine playing Street Fighter 2 or any video game on a 500-inch TV? That's like sitting in your movie theater and go, oh. That'd be scary.
time, this game was pretty amazing graphically. The character designs, so interesting.
Oh, back up. I miss Vega. Vega rocked. Actually, I was probably better with Vega than I was Blanca. So I would have gone Guile, Chun-Li, Vega. Vega doing his leap across off the cage, off the walls, off the side of the game. And his aerial back slam. Oh, so gorgeous. That slide of his. That roll. You could roll claw people to death. To this day, I still call Guile's flash kick a flip kick. Screw them, it's a flip kick. No, good players. So yeah, I'd be Guile, Chun-Li, Vega. I could play all of them. But Guile, Chun-Li, Vega. Definitely OP.
Character designs, so
Well,
interesting and
sorry, OG.
flushed out. The level design so colorful and rich and textured. The crowds and onlookers masturbating into the air as you fight. And the movements of the characters, especially every punch, every kick, every belly flop. So beautifully and smoothly detailed and choreographed. As far as pixel art and sprite work goes for the Super Nintendo, this is easily one of the most top-notch examples that I could.
And take everything he's saying, amp it up. The arcade was better. Plus, you're standing next to somebody else.
Ever lay out there for you. Truly an amazing thing for its day. And of course, when talking about Street Fighter 2, I can't fail to mention the movie.
Are you with me or against me?
Is that multiple choice?
Easy 10 out of 10. The legacy that this game has followed.
And I will say this. Van Damme, anybody that was a Street Fighter fan got a bit of a chub or cheered when Van Damme did the flip kick. He did it in the movie. Amazing. And Raul Julia, no matter what you think of the movie, Raul Julia played a very good Bison. It was supposed to be campy. I've watched interviews with people. It was supposed to be campy. That said, I do think the Mortal Kombat 1995 movie was better. It was. Mortal Kombat movie was beautiful, fun, still enjoyable today. And I hold that Johnny Cage is the true hero of the Mortal Kombat movie not Liu Kang. Liu Kang couldn't beat Goro. Goro would have killed him. So Liu Kang wouldn't have been around to end Shang Tsung. That was right. Did I got all the names right? I think so. Johnny Cage was the hero of the Mortal Kombat movie. Prove me wrong.
Over the years has led to one of, if not the most iconic fighting franchises in the history of video games, with over 8 quintillion games spread across.
Yep, I wanted that. I will say this, Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter has far exceeded Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was cool because it had blood squirts. It really wasn't. If you played them both, Mortal Kombat was a far, far inferior fighting game. It just was. Let's see. Street Fighter, good. Street Fighter 2, great. But a lot of the versions. Street Fighter Alpha, not bad. Street Fighter 2, the new Challengers, great game. Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, probably the best. You know, I like new Challengers because they gave you Street Fighter 2 Champion with some other people. I liked it. Street Fighter 3 Second Impact sucked. Street Fighter 2 Alpha, bleh. Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter Alpha, Third Strike, I've seen versions of it that are actually pretty good. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, I really didn't need the turbo. If you jacked it all the way up, you had better be buzzed on something. Not that I'm advocating for that, but yike. But Street Fighter is far beat out Mortal Kombat in the long run. Definitely has.
Billion games spread across every console known to man, and creating some of the most enduring and memorable video game characters and moves and fighting arena designs. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, a masterpiece. But that about does it for me, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.
Not a bad video, but he's wrong. Street Fighter 2 Champion, the new Challengers in arcade, the pinnacle. Street Fighter, and Jay Waters is right, every Street Fighter game since has just tried to be as good as Street Fighter 2. Throw all the characters in, the cool graphics. There's something still missing. There's a reason so many people still play Street Fighter 2. So that's just me. See, Guile's theme is the most epic ranges ever written by a mortal. Yeah. I mean, so much. I mean, God, good. Oof. I mean, you got some good views off that. Yeah. All right. Let's go back here. Let's go here. And boom. Bring me up a little bit. My TV even died. Mooglik is done playing. So if you guys like, go check him out. I shared at the beginning of the stream. Mugglek. He plays Guile in Street Fighter 6. Go watch him. It was original Street Fighter. I always play Ken. Started playing in Guile. Guile. I started with Guile, went to Chun-Li, and Guile was still my go-to. But Chun-Li was my close second. In fact, I had a friend who was really good with Guile also. Got pissed off because if you knew how to do Chun-Li right, you could take him out of his flip kick with Chun-Li. It destroyed a lot. It took a split-second timing, but you could do it. Started playing Ken, I learned to fireball and uppercut. Yep. Thing is, Guile's sonic boom was still faster than his shooting if you knew how to do it. And the uppercut, if you know how to defend, it was very OP for the time. But once again, if you were skilled with any player who knew how to defend against it, you could fight them off. Too many people these days don't want to be skilled. They just want to be able to hit a button and just win and feel good. Knocking Vega's mask off. Yes, you bust his mask. Actually, he'll dress up as Scorpion when he goes to Comic-Con. Actually, Jax prefers Sub-Zero, but thank you very much. There was another game. Neo Geo had a game I used to play. Fatal Instinct, I think it was. I think that was the game. But that was a good game, too. Let's see. Ooh, I got to catch that up. There we go. Let's see. I'm not sure that's a game. I'm not sure this is. Remember the name. Oh, come on. Fatal Instinct, really, you know, similar sounding. Power Instinct, Fatal Fury, no. Oh, come on. It's not Fatal Fury. Come on. Oops. Damn gaming mouse. I hit something that messed me up. Whoops. Why are you so Street Fighter 2? Oh, come on. Can't remember the game. I thought it was something Instinct. Jay Watterson's probably, or somebody's already got it in the chat, but now I'm invested in finding it myself. Those aren't Neo Geo games. You're showing me Street Fighter, you jackasses. I may be messed up here. No. That's not even close. Not Power Instinct. I had a guy who used to turn into like an ice puddle and come up and stab you. Come on. Not Power Instinct. Killer Instinct. That's it. I think Killer Instinct. There it is. That's it. Right there. Yes. Yes. You turn into ice and you can come back up. There, yes. Killer Instinct. That's it. Because I would play as the ice dude. Yeah, Killer Instinct. Hang on, sorry. Yeah, him. Glacius. Yes, I'd play as him. Yep. That was a good old game, too. It just came out at a bad time in the middle of the Street Fighter / Mortal Kombat wars. Knocking back, still Jackson dressed up. Yeah. So, yep. All right, so... You know you're done for the night when you have as many people watching on Rumble as you do YouTube. But yeah, on Glacius, I'm probably going to hop out of here and head out. Let me shrink myself down here real quick. Because I want to see, for those of you who don't know, there, shrink me way down. Glacius. Yeah, look at that. He would come up and go as a puddle and he could come up and bop somebody. It's really cool. Let me see if I can find a video. There we go. There we go. Let's look at this. Oh, so we get rid of the sponsored part.
Donna
Let me go to expand. Oop.
just discovered that on Vinted, she can easily earn extra cash.
Sorry, I'm trying.
All she has to do is
It's funny because I remember this. Cinder. Ready. The voice was epic. I know I'll probably get in trouble. Dude, you will get copyright striked on YouTube for the ads playing. What type of retarded shite is that? Dude, this was epic. This game did not get enough love. It really came out at a bad time, but it was a good game. Yeah.
Perfect. Supreme victory.
Dude, this is epic.
Ready combo.
Sorry about the volume. That's just the way it is. Obviously playing against a non-player practice or game or something. Dude, this is epic. Boom, boom, boom.
Humiliation.
What the hell? Oh, I remember him. Riptor. Alright, that's about enough of that, but you guys get the idea. Killer Instinct. Been a while since I even thought of that game. Holy crap. Alright. Alright, let's go back. There we go. Alright. Let's see. Jack's like to play Ghosts and Goblins. Oh, dude. Ghosts and Goblins was great. Especially, you know, now they have a version you can get. There's only like a 2-player, but 4. The 4-player was the best. When you had somebody play the wizard, somebody play, the elf, somebody play, the ranger, and what was the last one? Barbarian or something like that? Really good game. What he found? Sega Genesis. Sega was actually a better game system back in the day. If you look at the Genesis and the Saturn, they were actually superior to the Nintendo. But they just, once again, didn't market well. Nintendo destroyed them. Except Nintendo did have a few games that really buried the Sega too. Tekken. Long time since I heard of Tekken. Epic button mashing. Yes, 100%. There was definite button mashing in the Killer Instinct. Gauntlet. Oh, I'm thinking Gauntlet. My bad. You're probably right. I'm thinking Gauntlet. You're right. I am. Whoops. No, Ghosts and Goblins, isn't that the one where you went through? What am I missing on that? Now I gotta see. Okay, yep, I remember. Yep. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, 'cause you're right. I was thinking Gauntlet. Yes. There we go. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 4-player right there. No, you're 100% right. Right there. Oh, good grief. Just show me the imp. Oh, you guys suck. But yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. All the ghosts and the... Yep. I only play as the elf because I like the bow and arrow. Yep. Okay. If I had money, dude, I would have an arcade like this. So feel free to donate any of them to LYON'S6@gmail.com. Play as a knight and lose your armor when hit. Yeah. Yep. I remember going. Yep. You're 100% right. I was thinking the wrong game. Tell you a game I did used to like. That one. The one you could play, the best one was the video game cabinet that you sat in and it moved. That right there. Dude, for that era, that was epic. It moved. You'd pull up, it would go up. You'd down, it would go down. It would tip. That was video game amazingness for the era. Holy crap, that was immersive. Did love it. These versions sucked. This version, the only version to play. Let me shrink me a little bit here. No, what I was saying is this version right here, the sit down, the moving model, much better. This here sucked. Epic. If it was the moving, tilting, up, down version, that was the way to play Afterburner. F-14 Tomcat, baby. Beautiful. That was just video game goodness for the time. Probably a super advanced game for the time. Alright. When your hotkeys work, they're great. Alright. We're going to get out of here in a second. They show that in Terminator 2. Yep. As me and my friends will guess codes input on Gauntlet. Well, see, I still miss the arcade. There is nothing as cool. I don't care if you had friends over. I used to have friends over every Sunday to play Gran Turismo 2. We had a deal. None of us played during the week. We all left our memory cards in a container. They had 2 codes where I couldn't unlock it. It couldn't be unlocked, so we got there. Nobody could mess with their stuff, we had to sit down for 4 or 5 hours every Sunday and play Gran Turismo 2 together. But that still did not beat the feel of the arcade, the sound, bumping shoulders, somebody standing in line. It just didn't win. And until recently in my area, until the Biden economy destroyed it. Yes, a Biden economy. It was dying before. We had 2 versions called Analog Arcade in Davenport and Moline. And it was nice to play some games there. But they're gone. So, yep. All right, guys. Do me a favor. For those of you here live and for those of you afterwards, whether you're on YouTube or Rumble, please hit thumbs up. Leave any comments below. What do you think about the SCOTUS ruling? And you can be a Democrat. Let me know why you disagree with it if you do. And let me know what you think of Street Fighter 2 versus Street Fighter 6. And what? Not and Nintendo, Sega, any game. What arcade game, if you're old enough, was your favorite to play standing shoulder to shoulder against somebody else? Let me know. All right, guys, do me a favor, comment. I am done. I'm cooked. It's been 2 hours, 48 minutes, and I know we've wandered, but it's just nice to get on here, and we'll see how my voice recovers after this. Me and my friends play Gauntlet Arcade also, but NES was way cheaper. Yeah, but not as much fun. Not as much fun. And NES back then still didn't have the graphics of the arcade back then. All right, guys, like, subscribe, check me out. I do weird crap when I can, and when my voice works, and when I have time to get on here. And I will talk to you later. I do have to go. I'm dying. My voice hurts. And it's been a while. Thank you, Jay Waters, and thank you to the lurkers, both on YouTube and Grumble. I see you guys there. And I will talk to you